My beloved, I have seen the road beneath your weary feet, the one carved not in ease but in quiet endurance, marked by the long shadows of waiting and the ache of prayers whispered with trembling lips. Your journey has not gone unnoticed. Every silent night, every day that passed without answer, I was near. Even when your spirit felt abandoned by time itself, when each hour dragged like a weight upon your chest, I was not absent. I watched as you pressed your hopes into dry soil, believing in a harvest you could not yet see, holding onto my word with hands that trembled under the strain of delay. You have wept in places no one else could see, battled doubts in the solitude of your soul. And still, you did not let go. Though hope seemed to flicker and faith felt faint, your heart chose to remain beneath the heaviness. This is not forgotten. Every moment you endured has been gathered like sacred oil, poured into the vessel of eternity. The silence you feared was not a void, but a womb. I have been forming you in the hidden places, like gold purified in fire, like clay molded with patient, deliberate care. Not a single trial has passed through your life without my knowing hand allowing it with purpose beyond your present understanding. Your longing has not been wasted. It has softened you. It has made space for something greater than what you once imagined. The delays you grieved were not denials, but divine timings holding something precious in their fold. In the unseen hours, I have strengthened the roots beneath your surface, the kind that do not wither in drought, that cling to my truth even when storms rage and answers seem distant. These are not idle years. They are sacred, woven with intention, heavy with unseen glory. Even now, as the weight of time presses on your shoulders, I am with you. I have never turned my gaze away. Though my ways may seem slow to the world, they are always perfect in their season. My spirit hovers close in the quiet, moving over the waters of your chaos, preparing the order that will emerge with peace. What feels like delay is often my mercy, allowing the foundation to deepen, the vessel to expand, so you may carry not just the blessing, but the fullness of its purpose when it comes. You are not forgotten. You are not misplaced in the crowd of creation. I know your name. I trace each tear as it falls. I count your sighs and bottle every silent groan. When you collapse beneath burdens too great to carry alone, I do not stand afar, I lift you. I bear the yoke with you, and at times, for you. The weight you feel is not yours alone. My hands have been under yours, my strength upholding your fragile frame. Even when you could not feel it, I was sustaining you. What you carry in your heart, the pain, the weariness, the ache for what has not yet come to pass, it is not lost in the vastness of eternity. I am not a distant God. I am near to the brokenhearted, and I dwell with those who are crushed in spirit. Every wound you hide, I see. Every moment you chose to trust when it would have been easier to walk away, I remember. These are the offerings that rise before me like incense, fragrant, holy, beautiful in my sight. You have not been wandering without aim. Each step has been within the boundaries of my plan. The nights that seemed endless, the days that blurred with repetition, they have all been part of my refining fire. You are being formed not into something common, but into something eternal. I am engraving my likeness upon your life, pressing my fingerprints into your being, so that my glory may rest upon you in a way that will not fade with time or trial. Let the ache you feel remind you that you are alive in me. Let the waiting not harden your heart, but make it tender, tender to my whisper, tender to the movement of my spirit. There is a purpose that moves beneath every pause, a glory that stirs even in the depths of your stillness. What the world overlooks, I treasure. What others dismiss, I gather and redeem. Your quiet suffering is not in vain. It is producing a testimony that will outshine the darkness it came through. So lean close, my beloved. Even in this moment, I am here, closer than the breath in your lungs, nearer than the sorrow pressing against your chest. My love is not hurried. It does not shift with your circumstances. It holds steady, like the ancient hills, unshaken and sure. Rest in that love now. Let it wrap around your weary soul like a garment of peace. Let it speak louder than the silence, deeper than the pain. What I have begun in the depths of your being, I will carry through until it shines in fullness. Not one flame of trial will devour you, for I am the one who walks in the fire with you. The waters may rise, but they will never claim you. Even the wilderness, lonely, vast, and echoing with silence, shall not swallow you, for it is there that my promises take root and begin to bloom. You are not abandoned in this season. I am not distant. I walk in step with you, not rushing ahead, not lagging behind, but beside you, steady and present, in every breath and every unspoken ache. And I have only just begun. In these moments when your heart trembles and your soul wavers under the weight of the unseen, you do not need to suppress the ache or hide your uncertainties behind forced strength. Bring every part of yourself into the light of my presence. Let your honesty rise like incense, raw, unfiltered, real. I do not recoil from your pain. I welcome it. I understand it. Every sorrow you've carried, every heaviness that makes breathing feel like labor, is known to me intimately, not as weakness, but as the sacred language of a heart still reaching for me through the storm. You are not shamed in my presence. You are not measured by perfection. You are met with compassion. My love does not falter when your faith feels frail. My mercy does not thin when your courage wavers. I am your refuge, the quiet place you can collapse into when all strength seems gone. My arms are not a reward for the strong, but a sanctuary for the weary. I am your strength when yours is gone. I am the breath that fills your lungs when grief makes the air heavy. Even now, I am weaving hope through your tears, threading light through the darkness that seems endless. I am not the absence you feared. I am the fire that still burns at your feet to show the path. I am the whisper that breaks through the silence when the noise of fear begins to suffocate. You are not alone in this. You have never been. Not for a single step. You may feel blinded by sorrow, your eyes unable to see through the veil of grief. But my hand is still extended, still reaching, still waiting for you to take hold. I have not grown tired of you. I do not back away. I will pull you close again and again, not with force, but with the tenderness of one who knows how to hold broken things without breaking them further. Let my truth seep into the cracks of your uncertainty. Every part of this journey matters. The valley has value, not just the mountaintop. The struggle carries meaning, not just the victory. In your brokenness, there is beauty I am drawing out, slowly, intentionally, lovingly. I do not rush healing. I do not hurry wholeness. I walk with you through every phase, every restless night, every wordless prayer, every trembling breath. I bring stillness into the chaos and quiet into the torment. My love is not a concept, it is a constant presence, unwavering, undiminished by your doubts or fears. Breathe deeply now. Let yourself fall into the awareness of my nearness. Close your eyes and you will feel it, the shelter of my embrace surrounding you like the soft hush of dawn after a long night. Let my love be the anchor that steadies your trembling soul. It is here. It is yours. It does not require striving, only surrender. When your heart begins to stumble under the pressure of uncertainty, choose to lean on what is unshakable. Choose to rest beneath the shadow of my wings. Listen for the quiet sound of my spirit. It will always lead you toward peace, not pressure, toward grace, not guilt. You are cherished beyond comprehension, known in every detail, held with a strength that does not loosen its grip. Allow your soul to exhale. You do not need to carry what I have already offered to lift. You do not need to fight for what I have already won. Let your heart return to me, simply, sincerely, fully, and in that return, find the way forward. Do not rush past the invitation of my nearness. Do not bypass the gentle place where healing begins. It is here, in this sacred stillness, that my spirit meets the fragile parts of you and begins to restore what was wounded, to breathe life into what has withered. I do not overlook pain. I tend to it like a careful gardener, patiently drawing beauty from the soil of sorrow. Let these words echo within you. Let them become a part of your inner rhythm. Bring everything to me, your unrest, your fatigue, your longing. Lay it all before me, and in return, receive what only I can give, strength that revives, hope that rises, courage that cannot be shaken by the winds of circumstance. I am not far off. I wait with arms wide, with patience that never ends, with mercy that runs deeper than any failure. In the silence, I am present. In the stillness, I am working. Nothing is wasted in my hands, not even this. Let that truth settle within you like a holy fire that cannot be extinguished. When you feel at the edge of what you can bear, lean into me, not away. Let your trust grow even when answers do not come. In that place of quiet surrender, a new freedom begins to take shape. A joy that the world cannot touch starts to awaken. Not shallow, not fleeting, but rooted in eternity. Be still now. Let my presence be your resting place. Where fear once ruled, let my love reign. Where questions clouded your heart, let my peace become the clarity you seek. Let this assurance wrap around you like morning light, warm, gentle, steady. You are not forgotten. You are not abandoned. You have never drifted beyond the reach of my gaze. Even in the silence, even in the moments when it felt like no one saw, no one cared, I was there, present, unwavering, holding you with a love that does not falter. My attention has never strayed from you, not for a breath, not for a heartbeat. My heart has not turned away. My love has never weakened, never diminished, not even for an instant. What I have spoken over your life, what I have promised in my word, is not some far-off echo meant for another time or someone else. It is living, it is breathing, it is moving even now, shaping your story with intention, with power, with compassion deeper than the oceans. Can you sense it? My spirit flowing like a river of holy light through every place in you that has long felt hidden, hardened, or dim. This river doesn't rush in rage. It moves with the strength of eternity and the gentleness of mercy. It seeps into the dry places of your soul, softens what grief has made callous, cleanses what shame tried to stain, and breaks apart the walls you built to survive. This is not punishment. This is not the cold machinery of justice. This is my redemptive hand, touching what others overlooked, healing what you thought could never be whole again. There is no condemnation in my voice, only the steady rhythm of restoration. I do not come to accuse, but to lift. I do not seek to shame, but to renew. The lies that have whispered for too long, the ones that told you you're too damaged, too far gone, too broken to be used, those are not my words. They never were. I do not measure you by your failures. I measure you by my Son, and he has already borne the weight you were never meant to carry. His blood did not fall in vain. His hand stretched wide not to point out your flaws, but to gather you into grace. You are mine, fully and irrevocably mine. Not because of what you have done, but because of who I am and what I have chosen to do in you. The world sees scars and calls them disfigurement. But I see the same marks and call them beauty. The cracks in your vessel, the places where life has chipped away your strength, are not defects. They are entry points for my glory. I do not discard what is cracked, I redeem it. I do not reject what is weary, I draw it near. In my hands, even the deepest wound becomes a place of light. I am the potter, and nothing that has been marred is beyond my design. I shaped you again and again with tenderness and precision, forming from your weakness a testimony that sings of my mercy. You do not need to earn your healing. You do not need to prove your worth. My love is not a reward, it is the beginning. When you open your heart to my forgiveness, you step into a holy exchange, not just letting go of guilt, but taking hold of freedom. And I know this isn't easy. I know how fear clings. I know the courage it takes to look honestly at your past and place it in my care. But I do not ask you to face it alone. I go before you. I walk beside you. I remain behind you. Every step into healing is surrounded by my presence. You have not disqualified yourself. Your story is not over because of what broke you. It is being rewritten, even now, with grace as the ink and eternity as the page. There is nothing that you release into my hands that I will not transform. When you come to me, weary and worn, I do not turn away. I gather you close and clothe you with peace. The heaviness that once suffocated your breath begins to lift as I pour my spirit over you like anointing oil. Your soul, once trembling beneath the weight of guilt, begins to rise with new strength. This is not a moment of shallow comfort. It is a divine turning. What once enslaved you in sorrow begins to loosen. What once defined you in darkness now shatters under the brilliance of my truth. My spirit is already near, so near that even now your spirit stirs with a quiet hope. The place in you that felt dead is starting to breathe again. What you thought was the end is becoming a sacred beginning. I am not distant. I am not waiting at the finish line. I am here in this moment, closer than your own breath, restoring what was lost and awakening what was buried. Do not resist this gentleness. Let it break over you like morning light after a night of tears. Let it warm what grew cold. Let it bring clarity where confusion reigned. You are being called, not into perfection, but into presence. Into a nearness with me that cannot be shaken by failure or delayed by time. My grace does not run dry. My arms are not weary of holding you. My voice still speaks peace over your chaos. I have always seen you. I have always chosen you. Even before the foundations of the world, I knew your name. And now, as you begin to release the fear that wrapped around your heart like thorns, as you surrender the sorrow that clung to your soul like a shadow, you will begin to feel the pulse of new life. Not loud and dramatic, but steady and true, like the first light of dawn. And this is where your story begins again, not with striving, not with shame, but with surrender to a love that does not let go. When the winds rise in fury and the skies darken with the weight of the storm, my presence does not retreat. I do not flinch or falter. I remain eternal, unwavering, and full of mercy. My truth is not a fragile concept that flickers under pressure. It is the foundation beneath your feet, the shield before your chest, the voice that never fails to speak when all other voices have gone silent. I am your shelter in the chaos, not built by hands but established before the foundations of the earth. When everything around you shakes, I remain still, and in me, you will find the calm that the world cannot give nor take away. The mountain that looms before you may feel unscalable. The path may disappear beneath shadows you did not expect. But I have gone before you, and I remain beside you. Every step you take, I uphold. Every tremble in your bones, I understand. I do not demand that you be unshaken. I promise to be your steadiness. I infuse your frame with strength the moment your own begins to fail. This is not a test you must pass, but a journey we walk together. You are not left to wander without direction. My hand is upon you, firm and gentle, correcting and comforting. Fear, though loud and persistent, carries no power that I have not already broken. It wears many disguises. It will dress itself as wisdom, as caution, as practicality. But its root is never of me. I did not plant it in your heart, and I do not water its growth. It speaks in a language of limitation, but I have spoken a higher word over your life. Fear says retreat, I say advance. Fear says hide, I say arise. Fear says you're alone, I say I am with you to the end of the age. My spirit does not lead with dread, it leads with peace, with strength, with clarity born of my love. And love, true, holy, unyielding love, drives out fear. It does not merely soothe it, it casts it away. That love is your light, and in that light is the flame of faith. Faith is not an emotion you summon, it is a gift I place in your spirit like a burning lamp. It illuminates even the blackest of nights. It transforms valleys of weeping into wells of living water. Faith trusts what it cannot trace, holds fast when it cannot see, clings tightly when it cannot understand. This is the walk I call you to, not one of perfect clarity, but of perfect dependence. I see the storm within you, the thoughts that spiral without rest, the pounding heart that races in rhythms of dread. I know the panic that rises without permission and the silence that screams louder than words. But hear me, child, I am there. Not far. Not delayed. I am not waiting for you to calm down before I come near. I am already with you, even in the breaking. I am the voice beneath the clamor, the breath that steadies, the peace that does not negotiate with circumstance. You are not holding on to me alone, I am holding you. You were never meant to carry this weight by yourself. You were never meant to navigate the wilderness with only your strength. Look at how I care for the sparrows. Look at the lilies, how they neither toil nor spin, and yet I clothe them with more glory than kings. You are worth far more. If I provide for what is fleeting, how much more will I cover you, who are eternal in my hands? Nothing you carry escapes my gaze. Not one tear, not one sigh in the night, not one fear spoken or hidden is overlooked. I gather them all, and I answer not with judgment, but with mercy. Bring every anxious thought into the light of my love. Do not suppress it. Do not pretend it isn't there. Come just as you are, weary and overwhelmed, and I will be your rest. Not just momentary relief, but true rest. Rest for your soul, for your mind, for your burdened heart. My yoke is not like the world's. It does not grind you down. It lifts. It frees. It leads you to still waters and restores what was lost. There is no shame in needing me. There is no failure in your trembling. I am not deterred by weakness. I am drawn to it, for in your weakness, my strength is made perfect. Surrender, though feared by many, is not defeat. It is the doorway to divine peace. It is the sacred yielding that allows me to enter fully. It is where striving ends and transformation begins. When you surrender, you do not fall apart, you fall into me. You fall into grace that knows no boundary. Even the doubts that creep in quietly and try to strangle your hope are not beyond my compassion. I see them. I understand them. And I do not push you away for feeling them. Instead, I invite you deeper, into trust that goes beyond reason, into hope that does not rise and fall with emotions. There is purpose in the waiting, even when it feels like nothing is moving. The silence is not empty, it is filled with my hands at work. Though you may not see the thread, I am weaving something eternal, something beautiful, behind the curtain of what you call delay. I am not slow, as some count slowness. I am precise. I am perfect in timing. You are not forgotten in the stillness. You are not overlooked in the quiet. I am nearer than breath, more present than the fears that try to consume you. I am building your faith in the unseen, shaping your heart to recognize me not just in miracles, but in the mundane moments where I am just as present, just as faithful, just as good. Even the tension between belief and uncertainty is sacred to me. I do not recoil from your struggle, I enter it. I dwell with you in the in-between. You don't have to silence your questions to be close to me. You don't have to have all the answers to be worthy of my nearness. Come as you are, conflicted, confused, and clinging to hope by a thread. That thread, however thin, is enough. I honor your seeking. I delight in your pursuit. You are not failing when you struggle to trust. You are growing. You are learning to lean. And in your leaning, I am holding you more tightly than ever. Let the world around you shake. Let the winds cry out and the waves beat against your soul. But within you, let there be a stillness rooted in eternity. Not because the storm has stopped, but because I am greater than the storm. I am not watching from afar, I am in the boat with you. I am the one who speaks and the waves obey. I am the peace in your chaos, the silence in your storm, the fire that will never be quenched. Your fears do not define you. The past does not define you. The noise does not define you. My love does. And that love is immovable, unchangeable, forever sealed. When the darkness begins to stir within you, when fear creeps in like a slow-moving fog, when anxiety coils itself around your thoughts, and doubt clings to the corners of your heart, I remain unshaken. I do not recoil from your unrest. I do not grow weary of your wrestling. I am not alarmed by the turmoil that storms through your soul. For I am the one who walks through fire and wind without faltering, the one whose hand holds yours even when you cannot see the path beneath your feet. You do not move through these shadows alone. I walk before you, beside you, and within you, and my presence does not flicker or fade. There is a storm within you. It rises in waves, sometimes silent, other times wild and loud, casting confusion like debris across the landscape of your heart. But you are not abandoned in this storm. You are not lost in its chaos. I am not watching from afar. I am within the tempest, commanding peace to come forth like morning light breaking over troubled waters. What feels like collapse is often the crumbling of false foundations, the undoing of lies you were never meant to carry. And I am rebuilding you, stone by stone, breath by breath, not with the tools of this world, but with the eternal strength of my spirit. You are not failing because you are afraid. You are not broken because your heart aches. These struggles are not signs of your disqualification. They are the birthing ground of new life, the soil where I am planting unseen things, resilience, endurance, depth, and holy dependence. You may feel like a child left in the woods, the shadows growing longer and the silence deepening. But I am not absent in your night. My voice calls out gently, again and again, through the trees. My light glimmers faithfully just ahead, not to dazzle, but to guide. I do not demand that you be unshaken. I offer you my own unshakable peace in the middle of your trembling. I see the panic in your chest, the thoughts that spiral when the world grows quiet. But those anxious moments are not wasted. They are not evidence of weakness. They are doorways to communion, sacred invitations into the depths where my spirit breathes. Let me in. Let me gather your unrest and exchange it for a calm that this world cannot fabricate. My peace is not shallow. It does not depend on circumstances or understanding. It flows from my nature. It is who I am. There are times when clarity will seem distant and certainty will elude your grasp. Let it. You do not need to hold all the answers. You were not created to carry the burden of knowing everything. My hand is steady even when your heart stumbles. And in the absence of your understanding, I pour out my understanding. In the absence of your strength, I pour out my strength. In the stillness, in the surrender, in the yielding of your striving, I draw near. Not to shame you, not to demand more of you, but to be your rest. Do not despise your humanity. Do not curse the ache in your chest or the tears that fall when you are alone. I see them all. I collect each one. They are precious to me, not as proof of your fragility, but as markers of your heart's longing for something greater, something eternal. I do not overlook the pain. I step into it. I enter it with you. You are never alone in the battle. I am not a distant comfort. I am a present Redeemer, closer than the breath that rises and falls in your lungs. And when fear begins to speak again with its bitter tone, when it tries to convince you that you are too much, too fragile, too far gone, I silence it with truth. My truth. You are mine. You are not too broken for my healing. You are not too fearful for my peace. You are not too lost for my direction. Even when you feel paralyzed, stuck behind invisible bars forged from dread and despair, know this: I have already shattered the chains. I have already made a way. I did not come to demand perfection. I came to be your deliverer. You do not need to try harder to be brave. You only need to lean into me. Trust does not require performance. It requires surrender. And when you surrender, not as defeat, but as an act of holy courage, I move. I fill the places that ache with something stronger than emotion, deeper than feeling. I breathe my spirit into the dry and desolate ground of your soul, and life begins to rise where only fear had lived. Let my presence be your quiet, your anchor, your shelter from the winds that howl with false urgency. Let me be the rhythm that calms your racing thoughts, the presence that steadies your hands, the certainty that holds even when everything around you seems uncertain. My promises are not theories, they are living truth, still unfolding in your life even now, even here, even in the silence. And though the world may not understand the peace I give, you will know it. You will feel it gently come to rest on your spirit, like the hush of dawn settling over troubled waters. The loud lies will begin to fade, and my voice, the one that has never stopped calling, will rise again, familiar and sure. You were not made to carry your burdens alone. I am your refuge. I am your peace. I am your portion. I am here. You were never meant to bear the weight of fear as though it were your name, your identity, or your inheritance. That burden was never yours to claim. I have known the depths of sorrow, the silence of being misunderstood, the ache of a heart that longs for comfort. I have walked through anguish not from a distance, but so near, so tenderly close to your pain that every tear you've shed has touched my heart. My love is not a far-off concept. It is a nearness that holds you through the quiet desperation and unspoken battles. When your thoughts race like wild winds and your soul cries for something steady, I do not withdraw. I remain constant, immovable, ever present. You have not been forgotten. You have not been overlooked. My gaze has never turned away. Even in the places where no one else sees, I see. In the midnight moments of your wandering, I am the quiet presence who steadies your breath. My hands are not clenched in judgment, but stretched wide with peace, not the fleeting calm the world knows, but a divine stillness that reaches into the core of who you are. A peace that holds you steady when everything else trembles. A peace that silences the storms not just outside of you, but within. You are not merely held by me, you are formed within me. Your life is not dangling in uncertainty, it is cradled in my intentional love, knit into the rhythm of my unchanging heart. You are wrapped in the very breath of my being, secure in the strength that upholds the stars, anchored in a love that has no expiration. When the voices around you fade and your own words fail, I am still the voice that whispers truth. You are mine. Fully. Eternally. No fear can sever what I have sealed. And though fear may slip in like fog upon the sea, casting shadows across the clarity of your path, it cannot redefine the light I have placed within you. I see how it creeps, not always loud, but often slow and cunning, curling around your thoughts, pressing lies into the quiet corners of your heart. It speaks with the voice of deception, trying to bend what I have spoken over you. But fear is not your master. It is not your companion. It is not the author of your future. My promises are the pillars that hold you. My nearness is your certainty. Your life, in all its mystery, is like the ocean, deep, moving, radiant. There are days the surface shimmers like glass beneath the sun, and others when waves rise, fierce and wild. But no wave is beyond my reach. No storm is beyond my command. When you feel like the sea is too vast and your vessel too small, remember, your safety was never in the stillness of the water, but in the one who holds it all. My hand rests on the helm. I guide with care that does not falter. Even when vision fades and every turn feels unsure, I lead with unwavering purpose. My path does not vanish because of darkness, it remains, because I am the light that never dims. I guide you not around the storm, but through it, through winds that howl and waters that rise, through moments of trembling and breathless waiting. And still, I do not lose you. I never will. You will arrive, not by your own strength, but by the constancy of my hand. This is not merely comfort, it is transformation. I pour peace into the dry places of your soul like rain falling on parched ground. It does not come and go, it stays. It heals. It speaks to the deepest places where fear once lived and tells them, you are safe now. This peace is not drawn from fleeting relief, but from the eternal depths of my spirit. It settles like oil over wounds, like water over flame, like a gentle hand upon your chest saying, you can rest now. And I do not change. My love is not shaken by your weakness. I do not withdraw when you hesitate. I do not falter when you fall. I remain. I cover you. I protect what is mine. I am the place you can run to when everything else feels like it's breaking apart. When joy dims and shadows press close, I do not wait for you to find your way back. I meet you in the middle of the silence. And I do not speak with condemnation, but with the power to restore. My voice doesn't crush, it builds. It breathes courage where despair has lingered too long. You belong to me, not by merit but by grace. Not by striving, but by design. You were crafted by my hand, shaped with care, made to carry my light. And though you may feel the tremble of anxiety or the dull ache of sorrow, you are never asked to carry it alone. I never commanded you to bury your emotions or silence your heart. I formed that heart. I understand its ache. I welcome its cries. I hold every nuance of your experience with compassion that does not waver. So do not hold back. Do not filter what you feel. Come to me in truth, even if all you have are pieces. I will take every shattered thought, every wearied breath, and reshape them into something sacred. Fear may still knock, but it will not rule, because I have given you something greater, faith that holds, hope that rises, love that never releases its grip. What you bring to me, I will not refuse. What weighs on you, I will carry. And in the moments when you feel like hiding, when the weight is too much, when your own voice feels too faint, step with me into the stillness. Let everything fall away until only my presence remains. Let the noise hush, let the pressure cease, and simply breathe with me. I will take what you laid down and plant it like a seed. And what grows from that surrender will not be weakness, it will be rooted trust, unmoved by storms and untouched by fear. In my presence, fear loses all its power. It cannot root itself in the soil of truth, because the truth is immovable. You belong to me. You have always belonged to me. My love for you has never been cautious or conditional. It has been unwavering, eternal, and pure. You were not a mistake, not an afterthought. You were chosen in love, before time took its first breath. I formed you with intention, wrapped you in purpose, and called you by name with tenderness that has never once diminished. Every breath you take in my nearness carries strength that the world cannot comprehend. The weight you carry, the thoughts that clamor and press against your peace, bring them all to me. Lay them gently, or lay them in tears, at my feet. I do not resist your trembling. I steady your hands with compassion. I meet your weakness with the strength of my spirit, not to shame, but to restore. Let my nearness fill the hidden places within you, the rooms of your soul where hope once dimmed, where silence echoes louder than words. Inhale my presence as life itself. Let it settle like rain upon the dryness of your weariness. My breath breaks the chains no one sees. My voice quiets the torment no one understands. Not with loudness, but with peace. Peace that settles, peace that heals. Trust to me is not a task, it is a quiet surrender that opens your heart to my unshakable goodness. Let this truth unfold around you like the dawn, soft, steady, unstoppable. The darkness has no permanence. Shadows cannot hold you when my light is upon you. I have been beside you through every night. Not one tear you've wept has gone unnoticed. Not one moment of pain has escaped my awareness. I have been closer than your breath, sheltering your spirit even when your heart could not feel me. When storms rise, I do not step back. I draw near. I become the covering that cannot be pierced, the fortress that cannot fall. When confusion thickens like fog, I do not leave you to wander. I become the lamp to your feet, the whisper that guides with clarity. I am not just the voice in the silence, I am the very melody of your soul, woven into the fibers of who you are, calling you back to me again and again. Do not try to silence what stirs within you. That stirring is my invitation, gentle and holy. It is the pull of my spirit drawing you deeper into safety, deeper into truth, deeper into love. My love is not distant or cold. It wraps around you like the wings of the morning, soft and sure. I see the darkness that presses in. I know how loud the silence can be when you feel forgotten. I understand how heavy the shadows feel when no one seems to see your heart. Even in this barren place, even when the horizon seems lost in haze, I declare this ground holy. Not because it feels easy, but because I am with you here. The ache you feel is not wasted. It is a sacred ache, one that leads to healing if you allow me to walk beside you through it. Every step you take, I know. Every pause, every cry, every breath of confusion, I hold them all. They are not discarded. They are gathered. They are used. In the sacred stillness of your soul, where no one hears, I am listening. In the spaces where loneliness creeps in like a shadow, I am already there, light in hand. I am the fire that never dies out, even when your own strength feels like ash. You may feel unseen by the world, but you are never hidden from me. You may feel unheard, but I have caught every word you dared not speak aloud. I know how it feels when you believe you've been left behind. When it seems as though others move forward and you are stuck, overlooked, forgotten. But even this pain is not empty. It is a door into my heart, an echo of my longing to hold you where no one else has stayed. When voices go silent and arms no longer reach, I remain. I remain as the ocean remains, endless, steady, surrounding. I am not moved by the storms. I am the calm within them. My love for you is not momentary. It is not based on your strength, your works, or your ability to understand. It moves with quiet power, washing over your wounds like waves cleansing a shore. I am restoring what was lost, even when you don't feel me working. I am mending what others broke. You are not forgotten. You are not forsaken. You are mine, always mine. This bond we share is sealed by my blood, and no distance or circumstance can sever it. Think of those seasons when you felt most invisible, Those moments where the world moved around you as if you were never there. It was in those very moments that I was planting something deeper within you. I was anchoring you, not in the approval of others, but in the solid truth of who you are to me. I was teaching you to rise not through applause, but through assurance, through knowing you are seen, known, and wholly loved by the one who never forgets. You don't have to keep chasing what was never meant to define you. You don't need to prove yourself in places that never had the power to affirm you. Come into my presence instead. Here, there is no striving. Here, you are already accepted, already celebrated, already home. The wilderness you feel is not the end. It is a threshold. A place where all distractions are stripped away so that your heart can hear mine more clearly. And when you reach that place of rawness, when the masks fall and all you have left is your aching honesty, I come closer. I am drawn to the truth in you. Not to condemn, but to lift, to heal, to embrace. I come not with burdens, but with rest. Not rest that empties you, but rest that fills you. A holy stillness. A sacred breath between heartbeats. I meet you there. You are not drifting. You are not forgotten in this wilderness. You are being drawn. You are being refined. You are being made whole in the hands of the one who has never lost sight of your worth. I am not absent from this journey. I am in every step. I am leading you with gentleness toward what has always been prepared for you. My timing is perfect. My ways are higher. And even in the places that feel barren, I am cultivating life. So release the weight of control. Let go of the heavy need to understand everything. I am not asking you to know, I am asking you to trust. Trust not with clenched fists, but with the heart of a child who knows his father is near. The voices that whisper abandonment are not the truth. They are echoes of fear, not reflections of me. My love is not distant. It is here. And here is where I remain. Open your innermost being to me now. Let the weight of striving fall away and make room for the light of my truth to fill every hidden place. Like the dawn dispersing shadows, my presence moves into the quiet corners of your heart, dissolving fear, uprooting loneliness, and silencing the echoes of abandonment. You do not need to brace yourself, nor hold yourself together with trembling hands. Bring me what feels shattered. Bring me the silence that's become too heavy to carry. Bring me your unseen aches, your fragile hope, the tears you don't speak aloud. Lay them at my feet. Let them go, not with shame, but with trust, like stones released from weary hands, making space for a garden yet to rise. I am not calling you to perform strength, but to dwell in love. Not a love you have earned, but a love I have poured out without condition or end. This love was forged in eternity, sealed in covenant, and it is stronger than your weakness, deeper than your wounds, and more faithful than every fleeting thought that tells you otherwise. You are not holding on to nothing. You are held, securely, tenderly, unfailingly, by my hands, the very hands that shaped creation and bore the weight of your redemption. Let go now of the burden of pretense, the exhausting need to appear whole, the fear that your delays disqualify you. I do not dwell in the illusion of perfection, I dwell in truth, and in that truth, I am nearer than the breath you take. Let my nearness be the place where you rest your soul. You are not lost in a crowd of souls, I know you. I walk beside you as a shepherd who knows every path, every turn, every hidden valley. I go before you as the one who prepares the way and guards the road with divine care. You are not alone. You have never been alone. Let this be the hour when my word sinks deeper than the lies that have tried to define you. Let it take root like living water flowing through the driest soil, bringing life where all seemed barren. Do not resist the stirring that rises within you now. It is the whisper of my spirit drawing you, not to expose you, but to embrace you. In a love unchanging, in a grace that cannot be shaken. Even now, though the ground feels dry and the skies offer no sign, I am working beneath the surface. The wilderness you walk is not punishment, it is preparation. I am tending to your roots. I am anchoring you for the days of joy that will come. My eye has not turned from you. My heart has not withdrawn. Every step you've taken in faith, every moment you've waited in quiet hope, has reached me. Nothing is overlooked. Nothing is wasted. Draw near to me. There is more here than you can yet see. I am not hurried, and I do not rush what I love. I shape slowly, with perfect wisdom. Like the potter with the clay, I mold with purpose, shaping every contour of your life with intentional mercy. I know the path beneath your feet. I know the terrain ahead. I have already gone before you, and my plan has not faltered. Though the fog may settle thick around you, though you may not see the horizon, I am the light that does not flicker. I lead you not only with vision, but with my very presence. I am not only with you, I am in you, strengthening you from within when everything outward feels uncertain. The waiting is not empty. It is not silence without meaning. It is the sacred hush of heaven at work. It is the unfolding of a song composed by my spirit, timed in eternity, played with patience, and tuned to the rhythm of my kingdom. I do not measure by human clocks. I do not answer according to urgency, but according to fullness. Growth is often hidden. The most sacred transformations occur where no eye can see, where no applause is heard. Just as a seed germinates in darkness, so too are you being renewed where no one else sees. Your faith is forming its deepest roots in this very hour. You are becoming strong beneath the surface. You are being prepared for glory. I see your longing to move forward. I feel it like a breeze brushing the edge of flame, waiting for breath to ignite it. But now is not the time to push. It is the time to be still, to be held, to trust that I am orchestrating what no human effort could achieve. Heaven does not race. The stars do not panic across the sky. The ocean tides move not in chaos, but in rhythm with my breath. And so it is with you. Your journey is unfolding, not behind and not ahead, but in divine time. The stillness is not absence, it is alignment. I am not far. I am speaking, not in thunder, but in still small whispers that rest like morning dew on your soul. Listen not with panic, but with peace. Let my words settle in you like seeds destined to bloom. Even when the night feels unending and your voice feels lost in the silence, I am present. I am weaving what you cannot yet perceive. Threads of mercy, strands of future joy, the very fabric of miracles in the making. This pause is not abandonment. It is preparation. My hand is upon you, even in the hush. Rest in me now. Don't resist this quiet. It is holy. Let my peace enfold you like a mantle. Let my spirit breathe calm into your storm-tossed thoughts. No prayer has gone unheard. No tear has been ignored. Your surrender in this season is not a defeat, it is worship. And I receive it as fragrance. It moves my heart. When confusion casts its shadows, when fear stirs up dust on the road ahead, return to me without fear of rejection. I am your refuge. I am your foundation. I know your frame. I know how your faith quivers and how it soars. And through it all, I hold you, not for a moment, but forever. Now is the moment for trust to become more than fury. Let it become breath. Let it become your song. For I am already sowing what no eye has seen and preparing a harvest that will bear witness to my goodness. Every hope buried beneath tears is being written into your story with the ink of eternity. Rest in my timing. Rest in my strength. Let go of striving and take hold of my peace, a peace not swayed by time or trouble. And know this, what I have spoken over you will not fail. What I have begun in you I will complete. The season of fulfillment is not a faraway dream, it is drawing near, even now. So breathe, deeply, slowly, wholly. Let every breath be a yielding. Allow yourself to release the weight you've been carrying, and let me gather you into my arms as the morning light begins to rise and strengthen. This moment, right here, is not the end of your story. It is the gentle birth of something sacred. It is the quiet unfurling of glory that has been hidden in stillness, now preparing to rise and take shape within you. If something deep within you stirs, if there is a tremble, a pause, a sense of holy awareness, do not resist it. Embrace this silence, for it is not empty. It is filled with my presence. It is a divine stillness, breathed out from my heart and wrapped in purpose. It is not a void but a sanctuary. In this hush, where the world's clamor fades and your soul finally exhales, I am working in ways unseen. I am planting something eternal, something that does not depend on your strength, but entirely on mine. Your yielding is not weakness, it is a sacred invitation. It is how my grace finds space to take root and grow. This waiting is not a punishment nor a delay. It is the holy ground where faith takes form. It is where the roots of endurance stretch deep and where trust matures into unshakable confidence. In the stillness, I am shaping you into a vessel of hope, hope that is not fragile or fleeting, but tested and true. Every moment that feels barren is soil being prepared. Every silence is a lullaby of preparation. And from this quiet ground, something unshakable will rise. Something that bears the fragrance of heaven and the mark of my hand. Let your heart rest in the certainty that time belongs to me. I do not rush, nor do I delay. I act not according to the demands of man, but according to the fullness of my wisdom. My timing is not bound by your weariness or urgency, but governed by perfect love. Rest in that love. Let it surround you like a soft cloak, shielding you from despair and lifting your gaze above what is seen. Even when the night feels endless and you can no longer feel the nearness you long for, know this, you are not abandoned. You have never been abandoned. I have walked with you through every valley. I have whispered your name in every shadowed place. There is a union I desire with you that is untouched by human condition or circumstance. It is not based on your performance or anyone's approval. It is not shaken by failure or diminished by confusion. It is the closeness of covenant, the bond one made with you before time touched your life. A closeness born not of fleeting emotions, but of eternal commitment. A love that does not shift like shadows, but remains like the mountains, steady and sure. Even when your soul feels shattered, scattered by the winds of change or grief, I gather every piece. I hold every fragment. I have never lost sight of who you are. You were never hidden from me. Before the loneliness wrapped itself around your heart, I was already near. Before a single tear fell, I held it in the palm of my hand. I have heard the sighs too deep for words, the cries no one else heard. Not one breath, not one longing, has passed me by. They rise like incense and find their way into the chambers of heaven. I respond not with judgment, but with tenderness. I reach toward you not with anger, but with mercy. My heart beats with affection for you that cannot be shaken by your silence or struggles. And when pain clouds your vision, when uncertainty makes it hard to see beyond the moment, know that I remain unchanged. My gaze does not waver. My hands do not withdraw. I am here, steady and unyielding in my devotion. You do not need to hide. You do not need to wear masks or pretend to be stronger than you are. Come as you are. Even in your most unguarded state, you are safe with me. Your value is not held in the hands of men. It is not determined by applause or rejection, nor does it rest on the shifting sands of opinion. Your worth is established in the cross, sealed by the blood of the Lamb, anchored in the eternal decree of heaven. And even when you walk through wilderness seasons, when everything feels motionless and the silence grows louder, my spirit does not leave you. The wilderness is not abandonment, it is invitation. A place where I speak not in noise, but in whispers. A place where distractions fall away, and your heart begins to beat in rhythm with mine. Here, in this sacred quiet, your soul remembers its truest song. The melody of belonging begins to rise again. Not earned, not deserved, but freely given, because you are mine. Not despite your wounds, but even through them. I have chosen you. I have called you. I have set you apart. No flaw disqualifies you. No failure diminishes the depth of my love. The bond we share is not built on conditions, it is built on covenant. Forged in grace, held together by mercy, and sustained by the fire of everlasting love. Even when your thoughts are clouded, when your heart feels uncertain, when you cannot name what you're feeling, I am present. Closer than breath. Nearer than your own thoughts. My hand wraps around yours with strength that does not falter. I do not let go. I do not retreat. I draw near to lift the weight of weariness from your shoulders and to whisper the truth of who you are in me. You may not always recognize yourself in the mirror, but I see you fully. I see beauty beneath the weariness, light beneath the ashes, and a flame that no storm can extinguish. I have seen the tears you cried alone. I have heard the whispered prayers in the middle of the night. I have felt every tremble of your heart, and none of it has been forgotten. Your vulnerability has moved me. Your persistence has delighted me. Your hidden faithfulness, when no one else saw, has not gone unnoticed. It is precious to me. It is weighty in the scales of heaven. I long to take you deeper into peace, not the kind the world offers, but the kind that transcends understanding. The kind that wraps around your being and silences the lies that have haunted you. The nearness I offer is not weak or temporary. It is unshakable, and it grows stronger in pressure. Like a lighthouse in a storm, it remains even as waves crash and winds howl. I do not withdraw when things get hard. I anchor you. I steady you. I sing over you with songs of deliverance. Within the core of who you are, my spirit abides, alive, glowing, and filled with power. That flame has never gone out. It has flickered in the storms, yes, but it has never been extinguished. My light within you is eternal. Breathe, beloved. Not as the world breathes in haste, but deeply, slowly. Let your soul release the tension it has carried for far too long. Let every guarded place within you soften under the weight of my mercy. In my presence, you are not measured by the wounds you bear, nor judged for the battles you fought in silence. Here, shame dissolves like mist before the morning sun. Here, grace is not withheld. I draw near not to accuse, but to heal, tenderly, completely. My arms remain open, not to demand, but to welcome. I do not force, I invite. I do not abandon, I remain. From the first breath you ever drew, I have never looked away. Through the joy and the sorrow, in every rise and every fall, you have always belonged to me. Not once did I forget you. Not once was your name absent from my thoughts. You are not adrift in the universe, you are anchored in my heart. Pause now and listen, not to the noise that surrounds you, but to the still, unshakable truth I have etched into your spirit. You are not an accident. You are not formed by the hands of chance. You are my craftsmanship, the work of my own hands, and no power in heaven or on earth can undo what I have declared over your life. You are my creation, woven together with intention, held together by my breath, and set apart for a purpose that reaches far beyond what the eye can see. When darkness lingers and the winds of despair howl around you, know this: you do not walk alone. I go before you. I walk beside you. I uphold you with arms that will never grow weary. I do not slumber. I do not forget. Even in the hours when silence surrounds you, I am working, shaping, redeeming. My grace does not tire. My love does not diminish. It is not a flicker, but a flame that never fades, burning steady through the coldest nights. Every tear that has fallen, I have gathered. Every cry that has escaped your lips, I have heard. Nothing escapes my notice. Nothing is too small for my care. From your pain, I am shaping purpose. From your emptiness, I am calling forth abundance. Your sorrow is not wasted, it is being transformed. I paint with the colors of redemption, and the canvas of your life is becoming more radiant than you have yet imagined. Your value cannot be defined by the weight of your achievements or the measure of another's opinion. Your worth is anchored in something eternal. You bear my image. You carry my love within you, and that love is not fragile. It does not falter in your weakness. It holds you upright when everything else falls away. My love for you is not a passing emotion, it is a covenant, sealed in eternity, and nothing can tear it from you. There is no corner too hidden, no depth too shadowed, that my light cannot reach. Every chamber of your heart is open before me, and not one is beyond the reach of healing. Even when you feel directionless, wandering without clarity, those are the very moments I draw closest. In the wilderness, I become your guide. In your confusion, I become your peace. I do not wait for you to find me, I come to you. Always. Even in the quiet, when your voice falls still and your prayers feel dry, I remain within you. Like the gentle rhythm of breath, like the deep undercurrent beneath a still ocean, I am moving, faithfully, quietly, steadily. You are not forgotten. My spirit within you speaks in ways that words cannot reach. And even when you don't feel it, I am leading you into sacred rest. Not the rest of surrendering in defeat, but of laying down your striving and leaning fully into my strength. You do not need to hide. You do not need to pretend to be stronger than you are. Come to me with your weariness, with your questions, with your trembling faith. I am not repelled by your weakness, I am drawn to it. I meet you there, not with condemnation, but with compassion. When you lean into me, even just slightly, I meet you with power. A strength not born of effort, but of grace. A joy that does not depend on changing circumstances, but flows from my unchanging presence. The past may have marked you, but it does not define you. The battles you've walked through may have shaped you, but they are not the end of your story. I am making you new, again and again, moment by moment, not by your effort, but by the quiet, relentless work of my Spirit. My love is forming something lasting within you. Not just survival, but renewal. Not just escape, but resurrection. This is the truth that steadies your soul. It is where you are safe. It is where you belong. When the noise of this world grows loud and seeks to drown my voice, return to this holy stillness. Come back to what I have spoken into you. My words carry weight beyond time. They are the anchor when all else shakes. They are the balm that melts away fear and silences every voice of shame. You were never created to be lost in a crowd or forgotten in the chaos. You were made to be held in love, guided by peace, and strengthened by grace. Let these truths rise within you, not as thunder, but as light slowly breaking through a long night. I am calling you, not with force, but with the gentle pull of my Spirit. I call you by name, not the name the world gave, not the name that pain tried to assign, but the name I have spoken over you since before you were formed. Mine. Chosen. Loved. Secure. And in the simple kindness you show, in the quiet ways you hold on to hope, my love shines through you like living water, ever flowing, never stagnant. I am with you, not briefly, not conditionally, but always. Steady in the storm, gentle in the silence, sure through every unknown. What lies before you is holy ground. You do not enter it alone. Let go of what has clung to you too long. Lay down the heavy cloak of defeat. Step forward, not in haste, but in trust. For I have gone ahead of you. I have prepared what you cannot yet see. And the path I have drawn for you winds through grace, rises with mercy, and shines with a beauty that exceeds even your deepest longings. My promises are not fragile things, they are rooted in eternity. They will not fail. They do not bend with circumstance. They are firm beneath your feet. Trust this. Know it deeply. Let it settle within your soul as unshakable truth. I am working through everything, not just some things, not just the good, but all of it to bring forth something glorious in you. And if even the smallest spark has stirred within you as you've heard these words, if something faint, almost forgotten, has begun to flicker again, honor it. Do not silence it. Do not close your heart. Let it breathe. Let it grow. My love stands here, unmoved, waiting to wrap around the very places that ache the most, to call forth beauty from the ruins, to awaken dreams you once believed were buried. I am here, not distant, not delayed, but present, faithful, closer than your next breath.